What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So yesterday I posted a video about my drone and stuff like that, and I said that I was going to be in this same fit. So it's a different video, I promise. I'm talking about how I light my scene and lighting and its importance. I kind of mixed it in with a video talking about it, but that scene was kind of lit in a weird setting. I couldn't really show you guys exactly how everything was put together, so I want to make a whole video about just lighting. I do lighting at like huge events for our camp. Like thousands of people come out, so I'm huge in the lighting realm. I do it in my church, and I'm always looking for like a really good light, stuff like that. Obviously I haven't spent buku money in my lighting, or else it would look a whole lot better than it is, but for being $120 worth of lights, it's not bad. So as you can tell, there's four lights technically that I'm using right now. The one in front of me, one beside me, one behind me, and my room lights that are just on. Yes, I do have some lights underneath my desk, but they don't really do anything as far as the video, other than adding a cool little orange strip like right there, so it doesn't really do anything. I'll turn them off in sequence and show you guys kind of what the difference is between the lights, and then the like significance of the light and why I have it how I do, and not just running one light. But if you can only run one light on the front of your camera, then do it. But if you have the availability to do this and try this, I would definitely recommend doing this. The last light that I've gotten is the one behind me. So if you've watched the stream, you know that I use this light to light myself up on my stream. I was using one of my big lights, but it was getting kind of chaotic having to run a cable underneath and have the stand and open the legs when I put them behind my monitor and all that. So it was getting very hectic, so I spent around $40–50 on that light right there, which if you know anything about lighting in Elgato and all that, $40 is buku cheap for it. And it came with this really cool remote on and off button. You can adjust the brightness. I think this is like the lowest brightness it comes in, so it's very bright. You can adjust the color temperature of the light, so I can make it really white, or I can make it yellow. I don't know why I want to do that, but if there's a cool light setting where you're trying to match a like a lamp or something like that, or sunlight, you can do that. Obviously you can make it more cool. And then this is the dullest setting that it goes on, or this is the darkest setting that it goes on. And then I kind of have it right here. I kind of use it, I do 3 or 4 from the bottom. That way I kind of know where to regulate it. But what this light does is called a rim light. That light, the only thing that it does is light up my background to make me look more in depth. Without that light, I'll turn it off. Yeah, it looks good, you can see me, but there's no depth between me and the background. Like, you can kind of see where I fall into the same color. If obviously I'm a different color than the background, but if I kind of like have a shadow that goes into the background, so you don't really know where I'm at. So when I turn this light on, you can see the exact hard edges around my hat. This cool little light above my hat as well. It does the same thing with your hair. They call it a hair light. Same thing. My shoulders are kind of more lit now. The background's more lit. It just provides a little bit. You don't ever really need that light. That's probably the last light that you would need if you were trying to do a lighting setup, but just to have it is really cool. This light right here, it's the same as this light. I have them at the same color, the same height, everything. The only thing that's doing is making it to where one side of my face is brighter to add a cool contrast on the other side. Obviously you can tell this side of my face is brighter than this side of my face. If I turn that light off, the only thing lighting me up is this front and the one behind me. Though it doesn't look bad, it just looks very contrast, and I don't really have anything filled in on my face. I'll turn it back on, and you can see how my face is a little more full on one side and it's kind of dull on the other side. But when I move my face, it gets this cool thing. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but I like the way it looks. professional cinematic people use it at the same time. Usually it's kind of more behind me a little bit, but the lights that I have are not very bright, so I kind of have to put it in front of me and make it like a bigger version, make the light kind of stretch out. So then the lights above me are my room lights. They actually are the same bulbs. It's all by Philips Hue, so I can control every color, every light in my room, except for the one back there. I cannot control that one, except obviously whatever this remote lets you control. But all from the app, I can control every light in my room. So if I wanted to, I can turn my room off and it goes off. It doesn't do very much, but there's a lot of contrast that happens between now. You kind of lose a lot of stuff in right here. You don't really see it anymore, and then like some of this stuff over here isn't as lit. I'll show you. So just when I turn it back on, so it's very subtle, but you can tell that's my little Spider-Man and my Gundam. You watch them, you really can't see them as well anymore. It does help that this light back there is pretty bright. It's very subtle, but if I didn't have it, you would definitely be able to tell. And I can really do any color I want. So if I want to do a red color, want to do purple, blue, it's like a very, very light shade of everything. It would honestly be more dominant if I turn this light off, so you can probably see a little better. Yeah, so everything's blue right now, everything's red, purple, orange. You can't really see because it's not that bright. I normally just leave it on white, but if you watch the stream, then you'll see that my background changes colors a lot, and I'm changing between purple, red, and blue and stuff like that, just because it adds a lot of contrast, because you can see a lot more in my room instead of having to see a lot of these lights. So then the final light, probably the most important light, is obviously, they call it a key light. That is the light that's right in front of me. It's pretty far away from me because I want it to be super diffused and super soft on me. If I were to take the diffusion off of it, it would be very bright, too bright to even look at, and it would be very, very blown out on my face, and it wouldn't look good. So you probably already know what it's going to look like without it. If I turn that key light off, you can kind of notice what this light is doing now. You can see how one side of my face, and then like all of this is kind of a shadow, except for like right where my cheek is. So it's really, really cool to have that to be that accent light. I'll turn that one off just so you see. So without any lights but the lights in my room, this is what it'll look like. If I add just a key light, this is what it looks like. It looks really good. If you have nothing else and this is all you have, this is really, really cool of a look anyway. The light behind me, this is a lot of what people use for YouTube, and like having just a hair light and a key light in front of them. And then I add my side light, and we get the whole setup of what it all looks like and what it all entails. I am super proud of the lights and the setup that I have. I will leave a link to them in the description below. I think there's already a link there, but I'm going to pull it at the top so you guys know. I'm going to leave a link for that as well. I got everything off of Amazon. I'm a huge Amazon person. They have amazing stuff. And then I'll link the bulbs if you want to get them. Yes, they are very pricey. You got to get a hub for them, but if you already have any kind of smart lighting, just kind of go off of that form of it. Like, there's a bunch of different versions of smart lighting. So the reason I did Philips Hue was because the app is really good. It works with Amazon, Google, all kind of stuff, and they have good bulbs. The bulbs are already diffused, so the light's not too bright. But yeah, that is the whole reason that I got those lights. It came with some brighter ones, but they were honestly a little too bright, and I couldn't adjust the brightness of them, which is really good about the having smart light bulbs. Appreciate you watching the video. If you have any questions about lighting, videography versus photography lighting is completely different. So I know almost nothing about photography lighting with the little flashes and the strobes and stuff like that, because I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do portraits, I don't do weddings photography, stuff like that. So I don't know anything about that stuff, so don't ask me about photography lighting. But videography lighting, I absolutely have you. I can point you in the right direction based off price points, stuff like that, anything you need. But yeah, that is it for the video. If you have any questions, obviously leave them down below. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified every time that I upload a video, because we are doing a Vlogmas style. So we're doing 30 days of uploading, even though I missed 2 days this week, but we're doing them anyway. Make sure to check out the links below if you want any of the products. That's it for this one. Peace out, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.